Hello, I'm 1st District Councilman James Brown. We're here doing another council comment. Today we're at Lexington's Public Safety Operations Center here on Cisco Road. Today I'm joined by council member of the 11th District, Ms. Peggy HENSON, who's been a representative of this area for a long time and has a lot of history here in this particular area where the center is located. How you doing today, Ms. HENSON?
I'm good, James. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
I think this center is so nice and so needed for our city, but I think it is really, really important for the area residents as well. You know, it brought a lot of our emergency operations together with the city, but it also brought some life back to this building for the area residents, because this has been an empty property, I believe, since 96, 97, something along that. So you just think about it in a perspective. If no one wants an empty building sitting for a long period of time in their neighborhood, and that's what had happened here. So I couldn't be happier for them and happier for the city.
Yeah. And you know, from my understanding, this building used to serve, or it was an orphanage located at this facility, or at this property, and then this facility used to serve as the juvenile justice center. So in some form or fashion, this location has been serving the city of Lexington for many years.
Right. When I was a small child going in elementary school, this was green space actually, and just up the hill a little ways was an orphanage. There was a boys' orphanage on the right and a girls' orphanage on the left. So, and I had other friends that lived on Cisco Road and Divine. I lived within walking distance of this area, so very familiar with it.
Okay, well, thank you. Well, we'll take a look at some of the divisions that are here in this building, and we'll come back to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, we're back again here at the PSOC, the Lexington's Public Safety Operations Center, and I'm here joined by Councilmember Jennifer Masadi, who is the council representative for the 9th District, and she's also chair of the Planning and Public Safety Committee on council. And she's been involved with this project from its inception to its fruition. Can you tell us today, Councilmember Masadi, about what it took to get to where we were before to where this center is today?
Well, actually, it started in 2007, believe it or not. So it's been about almost 10 years. 10 years this project has been going on. It's taken a lot of hard work and a commitment from the council and the community to be able to have a state-of-the-art center placed here. I think everyone knows that the importance of having a center like this, but didn't realize what it took to be able to produce a center like this. It's a state-of-the-art center, operations center. We've got housed here not only fire and police, but we've got E911, we've got 311, which is our Lex Call services, and we have Division of Emergency Management. So it's nice to have everything housed, and that's what we've been working with for so long, is to have everything under one roof so we can provide the best services to the constituency and the citizenry of Lexington.
Yeah, I agree. I know you've dedicated a lot of time and energy to working on making sure that this center's here and that these services are all under one roof to better serve the citizens of Lexington. And I think it's going to be a real benefit that you know, these divisions or these departments can communicate with each other. 311, 911, police and fire, and then the Department of Emergency Management as well. Well,
that's key. Just what you said. That's essential that they all communicate with one another and they're all housed under one roof, because it certainly simplifies it, and the response time is certainly cut down as well.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you joining me here today, and I thank you for your service and your dedication to public safety. I know being the chair of that committee, it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of issues that get put on the table that you spend a lot of time addressing.
Well, it's well worth it, and I think it's certainly, if anyone saw this center today or comes in, they can see how well staffed it is and how well managed it is, and what a big plus it is to our community here. And hopefully it will only get better.
Okay, I agree. So we'll take a look. We'll move on. We'll take a look at some of the features of the center and interview some of the different departments that are here as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back here at the Public Safety Operations Center. I'm here joined by Director Stack, who is the director of E911. Thanks for joining me today.
Glad to be here, sir.
Can you tell me what some of the benefits are from joining E911 from fire and police and having them under the same roof in the same building?
Sure. Previously, we had 2 dispatch centers, and since we merged these centers in May of last year, we've been able to increase the communication between the dispatchers and the 2 disciplines, so that when we have a major event that involves a response by both fire and police, they can share information across the aisle versus having to call from one center over to another to relay information. So that's extremely beneficial in how that information is relayed in a timely manner.
I was just in the call taking center, and I seen some nice comfy looking chairs, monitors everywhere. Can you tell us a little bit about that room and how it's set up and how
Sure.
it helps the call takers?
Sure. We have a state-of-art 911 center. We have a brand new 911 telephone system that was installed in October of last year, in October of 2016. That was paid for by state grants. So we have state-of-the-art equipment. We have nice furniture for our call takers. It's not crowded, and I think you'll notice that it wasn't very loud in there, where the previous 911 centers could get very loud, voices echoed and things of that nature. So it's a very nice work environment for a very tense job.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what, I used to be a 411 operator for the phone company back in the day, and it got pretty intense, so I can only imagine their job.
Sure.
Can you tell me a little bit about the volume of calls you handle?
Sure. We handle approximately 250,000 911 calls a year, and those range from people who accidentally dial 911 to true emergencies. In addition to those 911 calls, we answer over 300,000, closer to 350,000 non-emergency calls. That can range from somebody who needs to report an incident, it's not an active emergency, to someone who simply wants to talk to someone else, maybe at fire headquarters or police headquarters.
That's a lot of calls. That's a lot of
Sure
hellos.
is.
Hellos, can I help you?
Yes, it is.
Is there anything that you want to tell the community about 911, E911?
I certainly would. In this era where almost everyone's carrying a cell phone on them, you can only imagine that if a big event happens, say at a major intersection here in town, that we're going to get flooded with 911 calls. Everybody who sees the wreck, for example, will call 911 to tell us about it. When that occurs, we need people to stay on the line, because we can certainly get overwhelmed with too many calls in a very short period of time. So if you call 911, stay on the line. If you accidentally call 911, still stay on the line. You can tell us it was an accident, and that's okay. We won't lecture you. But we do need you to stay on, because when you hang up on 911, we have to then dedicate a dispatcher to call you back. So that would be the biggest piece of advice I can tell everybody is never hang up on 911. Stay on it. Let us answer. Even if you don't need us, we'll still know that we don't need to call you back and that you don't have an emergency. The second piece of advice is we offer a free service called Smart 911, and it can be registered by any homeowner in Lexington at smart911.com. And all it does is it provides information to us when you call 911 that you want to share. So for example, if you have a home with pets in it, small children, you can actually let us know that while you're dialing. It'll bring up your profile when you dial 911 and tell us a lot about your home. And it's whatever information you want to share. So if you have somebody with special needs, an elderly person, and they dial 911 from your residence or from a cell phone that's registered for this service, we know more about that residence before we ever answer, and that's very helpful.
Okay, that's great information.
It's a free service.
Some of that I didn't even know myself. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us
Certainly.
today, and we appreciate the service that you provide for the city.
Well, I appreciate you highlighting us
911.
today. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Director Stack. We're back here at the PSOC the Public Safety Operations Center here in Lexington. And I'm joined with Miss Pat Duggar, the Director of the Department of Emergency Management. Ms. Duggar, can you tell us and the viewers what it is that you do in the Department of Emergency Management?
Sure, and I do want to thank you. I appreciate being here today and giving me this opportunity. But we're kind of like a local FEMA. You know, we help the community be prepared for disaster. So we do a lot of public education. We help businesses and hospitals and the school systems do training and exercising so that if they have an event, they've already kind of run through it and know what will work, what won't work. We're responsible for our alert notification system, so if you get a call, automated call through the Everbridge system or the alert and warning siren systems outdoors, so we help maintain all of that. So, and then if there is a major disaster, then we also are there for the recovery part and can help folks get assistance from FEMA, help the government get assistance from FEMA, and work with them to try to rebuild and get us back to normal as quickly as possible. And in a disaster, you know, even though we have a great fire department and a wonderful police department, they're going to be spread pretty thin if we have a major disaster. So it's a way for citizens to help each other out in a trained manner that can also know how to work with police and fire right there, you know, in their own neighborhoods.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually a graduate, or I participated in the CERT program and actually found the information very informative, and it makes me feel even more prepared to be a responder or just be prepared when a disaster takes place. So I'm going to ask that we can get that information on the screen so anybody interested can contact you or your division about that and see what they can do to get involved with that program.
Yeah, we'd love to have folks. We offer 2 classes a year in the spring and the fall, and we'd love to have people come on out.
Okay. All right, Ms. Duggar, I appreciate you taking the time out today to talk to us, and we'll see some more of the Public Safety Operations Center. Thank you. All right, we're here again at the PSOC. I'm here with Director Ms. Pat Tatum. She's the Director of Lex Call 311, One Call for City Hall. Ms. Pat, can you tell me about how many employees that you have, how many call takers you have, and what's your volume of calls that you take daily?
Yes, we have 15 customer service specialists. They take on the average of 700-800 calls per day. They answer it, and some they're just transferred calls, some they have to initiate service requests on. We take service requests for all city services, whether it be potholes or your garbage got missed or your basement's flooding, anything that has to do with the city and their services.
Okay, so it sounds like y'all pretty much handle it all. I know I don't call very often, but I use a little handy app on my phone all the time. I'll take pictures and then send in a request. Y'all service those applications as well?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, they come in through email, and we enter those as service requests too. I'm glad you use it.
Okay, yeah, I burn it up. This is a nice new facility. I see that y'all got new desks, new computer screens. Can you tell us a little bit about the amenities that you have and how they help you better do your job?
Well, yes, we have all new workstations out here. We have adjustable desks on our workstations. We have 3 monitors. Our monitors are bigger now, and we have a monitor that we can dedicate to just emergencies. We have more monitors on the wall. One, the fourplex over there is a matrix, and it connects to 911 and emergency management. So anything going on in our city, they will put it on that monitor, and we're all looking at the same thing.
Okay. So it just seems like the whole system works better now that everybody's under one roof.
Yes.
And that y'all share information and work together to serve the citizens of Lexington.
That's right.
This is a wonderful new facility. I think it's a benefit to have all these divisions under one roof, and we appreciate and thankful for the service they provide to our city. Thank you.